Hello and welcome to our 2021-2022 FAFSA application webinar. We will be going over how independent students can complete their FAFSA application. An independent student is over the age of 24, can be married, have children, is a veteran. So those are the items that mainly make a student independent. So keep that in mind. If you are not an independent student, we have a video for dependent students, which you can provide your parents' information on that FAFSA. So go check out that video, and we will get started right now. So items needed to complete the 2021 to 2022 FAFSA application is 2019 taxes, your FSA ID. If this applies to you, an alien registration number, which is on your alien registration card, also known as your green card. It is a 9-digit number that you will have to include. Record of untaxed income, such as child support received or paid interest income, veteran benefits, for the whole year of 2019. Information of cash savings and checking accounts as of the day that you are filling out your FAFSA application. So the first thing is logging in. You will be able to log in using your FSA ID and your password. If you do not remember your username or password, you could always retrieve it by clicking forgot username or forgot password. And there's three different ways on how to get that username or password. The first one is answering the challenge questions on that FSA ID account. The only downfall of that, you will have to wait 30 minutes to use that new password that you have created. The second way is using your email to send a verification code that you will enter and redo your password, so making a new password for your FSA ID. And then the third one is using your phone number if you have included that in your FSA ID account. If you have your cell phone, they will send you a 6-digit number to verify that it is you, and you could create a new password. So keep that in mind. There are different ways if you do not remember your username or password to retrieve it. After you have entered your FSA ID, your username and password, you will be forwarded to a disclaimer. If you decline, you will not be eligible to complete that FAFSA application. So keep that in mind. You will want to click accept. After accept, you will be sent over to the two applications that are available, which are Start 2021-2022 FAFSA or Start 2020 to 2021 FAFSA. For students who are renewing their FAFSA application for the next upcoming academic year, which will be 2021 to 2022, you want to make sure to click on Start 2021 to 22. For those students who have never applied to FAFSA and are entering school in the spring, meaning January 2021, you want to complete Start 2020-21. If you already have that application on file, you want to renew it for the upcoming academic year. So keep that in mind. You want to complete 2021 to 2022. If you do not have a FAFSA on file, you're trying to attain aid for this academic year, you want to complete 2020 to 2021. Okay, so we're going to continue on because we are renewing our FAFSA, which will be 2021 to 2022. After that, it will ask you to create a safe key. It could be a 4-digit number to an 8-digit number, whatever you would like for your safe key to be. Make sure to put it in a safe place where your FSA ID and password is located, because if you need to renew or you need to update your FAFSA, they will ask you for your safe key and also that FSA ID and username and password. Moving forward, you will see general questions that students have. about the FAFSA application. You could go through them one by one. Usually it's basic information on how long it will take to complete. Can I save my FAFSA? You can save the FAFSA if you do not have all the information and come back to it. So keep that in mind. So if you log in with your FSA ID, you will have your general information already automatically input in the system, meaning that your first name will be seen, your last name, and your date of birth and your social security. Please make sure that your social security number is correct when creating that FSA ID, as well as the name on your FAFSA goes along with that social security, goes along with what's on your social security card. We've had students that have been one number off of their social security number and had to restart the whole application again. So keep that in mind. The following is your email address. It must be up to date. It's not mandatory, but it is beneficial because the Department of Education does send communication out whether your FAFSA application is not confirmed or completed. It also will send you an estimated amount of how much you're eligible of aid. So keep that in mind. You want everything up to date just in case. You will also want to make sure that your permanent mailing address is up to date. If something's off, the Department of Education will also send a student aid report, which is a physical FAFSA form to your homes, just to verify, hey, to give you a heads up saying, hey, this does not match what the Social Security Administration has on file, or you have not successfully completed your FAFSA, so make sure that everything is up to date. The following is questions regard your residency in the state that you live, as well as your citizenship. The first question that they ask is, have you lived in Illinois for at least 5 years? Our example says Iowa, but students who are living in Illinois will state, have you lived in Illinois for at least 5 years? So you want to make sure to answer that yes or no. And then the second question is, are you a US citizen? So there are 3 different answers. The first one is, yes, I am a US citizen. Second one is, no, I am not a US citizen, but I am an eligible non-citizen, meaning that you have an alien registration card, also known as the green card. You will have to input that 9-digit number under the USCIS. You will see a number. So you want to make sure to include that there and make sure, double check that number is correct. And then the third one is, no, I'm not a citizen. We do have an application for state funding called the Alternative Application, also known as the RISE Act, that students are eligible to complete if they are undocumented. So keep that in mind. You can head over to isac.org to complete that alternative application. The following is dealing with your high school and your college degree completion. The first question is, what will your high school completion status be when you begin college in the 2021 to 2022 2021 to 2022 school year? As a reminder, if you already completed your GED, your high school diploma, or you were homeschooled, you want to select either or. If you select none of the above, you will not be receiving financial aid. If you received your high school diploma in a different country, you will be eligible to put high school diploma. So make sure to, you got your high school degree in a different country, to answer high school diploma here. What college degree or certificate will you be working on when you begin the 2021 to 2022 school year? For those who who are going for their first bachelor's, check on first bachelor's. If you are only going for an associate's degree, vocational or trade or certificate, you want to make sure to select that option. If you're coming for an associate's but transferring to a four-year institution, there's that option as well. So if select whichever one applies to you specifically. Will you have your first bachelor's degree before you begin the 2021-2022 school year? If you already have your bachelor's degree, you want to make sure to answer yes. If you do not have a bachelor's degree, you want to make sure to say no. What will your college grade level be when you begin the 2021 to 2022 school year? You want to make sure to select the one that pertains to you. So if you are a returning student to Wright College, you want to make sure to select which one applies to you. If it's your second year, third year, fourth year, if you're a freshman, sophomore. So it gives you those options to select. Our student has never attended college, so they selected never attended college first year. The following question regards are you interested in federal work study? Meaning, do you want a part-time job on campus, which you will need to apply and take additional steps to. The student says, don't know. If you are interested in a part-time position on campus, you can say yes. You will have to contact the Career Planning and Placement Center to see if you are eligible to participate in the work study program. If you are a male, you are supposed to register for Selective Service, ages from 18 to 26. You can still register. If you have not registered, please do so as soon as possible. You could also register through your FAFSA application. This is males only, and make sure to sign up if you have not. If you have a driver's license, make sure to include that driver's license and state. Are you a foster youth, or were you at any time in the foster care system? So if this applies to you, you want to make sure to answer yes. If it doesn't, you want to answer no. You also want to make sure to include your parents' highest school completed, even though you are not going to provide their information because you are an independent student, they still want to know this information. So our example is parent 1 completed high school and parent 2 completed college or beyond. If you do not know the highest school completed by your parents, there is that option of stating other unknown. The following is the high school that you have attended. If you attended a high school out of the US, meaning in a foreign country, you want to make sure to still include that here. Instead of the state your high school is located, you will select foreign country. But if you attended high school in the States, you will want to make sure to include the name, the city, and the state where your high school is located. This is very important because if you do not list your high school, you will not be eligible for financial aid. So keep that in mind. You will also want to make sure to hit search to select the high school that you attended. As you can see, you could select and verify your high school. The following is adding the schools that will get your FAFSA application. You could list up to 10 schools, so keep that in mind. If you're like, I know what schools I'm going to, I know that I want to go to Wright. Our school code is 001655, which you could enter, because that's the first question here. Do you know the college's federal school code? You could say yes, because you're coming to Wright, and put 001655. If you do not know their school code, it's okay. You have an option to put the state and the city, or the state and the school name as optional. And it will generate, once you hit search, it will generate a list of schools that you could enter on the FAFSA. So keep that in mind. The following is your housing plan. So whether you are going to live off campus, on campus, or with a parent, you could select either housing option. As a reminder, Wright does not have housing. We do not have a dorm room. So your only two options for Wright would be off campus or with a parent. Okay, marital status is the following question. What is your marital status as of today? So students have the option of saying single, married, divorced, separated, or married or remarried. So keep that in mind. You are going to select your marital status of today. Do you have or will you have children who will be receiving more than half of their support from you between July 1st, 2021 and June 30th, 2022? So if you have children, you want to make sure to say yes to this question. If you do not, you can answer no. Do you have any dependents other than your children or spouse who live with you and who receive more than half of their support from you now and through June 30th, 2022? If you have dependents besides your spouse and your children, say you're taking care of your mom and you're providing more than 50% of support, you could state yes. If you have somebody else that you are taking care of other than your children and spouse, you could answer yes here. If you do not have any dependents other than your children and or spouse, you're going to answer no. Household size. So depending on whether you're married and you have children, you will include that information here. Our example is not married, they are single. If you are married, they will include yourself and your spouse, and you will have to enter how many children you have as well. So keep that in mind. Please make sure to read everything carefully. They will also ask how many people in your household will be attending college. If it's only you, or if you have a child that is going to college within the academic year 2021 to 2022, you want to include them as well. For our example, they're only saying one person is attending college. And that is the end of our dependency status for independent students. Please check out our next video on how to link your IRS data retrieval tool and how to complete your financial section, student financial section.